pressure on the hospital in Gaza where Hamas is believed holed up underneath. Fox's Trey Yingst has more about how airstrikes continue to rattle northern Gaza.
The Israelis are using their air force to support their infantry troops on the ground. They've reportedly surrounded a number of hospitals, including the Al-Shifa hospital, the largest hospital inside the Gaza Strip, where we understand there are still Palestinian patients inside, along with others who are sheltering in place. Now, the Israelis say they've left open the eastern side of the hospital for evacuations to the main evacuation corridor through the center part of the Strip. And they say overnight, they even offered to give the hospital fuel to ensure that they would be able to continue treating the injured Palestinians who are there, along with Palestinian babies who are inside the maternity ward of this hospital. Now, the Israelis say the Palestinians rejected this offer of fuel.
So now Palestinians claim 2 newborn babies died at the Gaza hospital due to fuel shortages as Hamas continues to wage its war with human shields. U.S. warplanes struck a pair of facilities in eastern Syria used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, where they train fighters, taking out 6 to 7 Iranian proxy fighters in retaliation for attacks against U.S. military bases. Meanwhile, Israeli troops on the ground in Gaza with the delicate mission of keeping civilians safe but eliminating Hamas soldiers. Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu.
We're proceeding as quickly as we can, but also as carefully as we can, because we want to minimize civilian casualties, and we want to minimize casualties on our side while maximizing the casualties on of the Hamas terrorists.
On NBC's Meet the Press, America is listening to...
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Eyes on the prize no more. Senator Tim Scott, with a surprise announcement, says not now, suspending his GOP presidential campaign, says he's not interested in the job of vice president.
Senator Scott had been gaining some traction in the polls this past summer, but he was still lagging behind Republican rivals former President Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He was on Fox's Sunday Night in America with Trey Gowdy when he announced he's suspending his campaign.
I think the voters who are the most remarkable people on the planet have been really clear that they're telling me not now, Tim.
The Hill says Scott started off that campaign last May with $22 million, but he's been burning through that. Scott had canceled several Iowa campaign events this weekend. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Tim Scott continues in the U.S. Senate, where there's plenty to do. Just days before a government shutdown deadline, newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson, with a big test of his skills, pitching Republicans on a 2-step funding plan to avert a shutdown, what Johnson describes as a laddered CR, or continuing resolution. Big takeaway, funding for Israel, Ukraine, or border security are not attached to the must-pass legislation. Johnson says the bill will stop the absurd holiday season omnibus tradition of loaded-up spending bills right before Christmas. But exactly how the bill would work is complicated. 5 U.S. service members killed Friday night, with the Pentagon confirming it was a special operations helicopter training exercise crash during refueling. The Black Hawk helicopter going down in the eastern Mediterranean. The special operators were there in support of the mission to defend U.S. troops overseas against expanding attacks. U.S. European Command confirms no indications of hostile activity. The crash now under investigation. I'm Therese Crowley. This is Fox News.
credit to Indiana, hard-fought game. I showed the guys last night, really, since they had their bye week. They made some changes on their coaching staff, and really, I think their first game was against Michigan, and they were up early on them. Then came back and had a Penn State game and made it a 4-quarter game, and then obviously the win over Wisconsin last week. So I thought coming in, we knew we were going to have a test on our hands, and our guys kept being perseverance and battling back. I give a lot of credit to the guys that made plays in the end, what needed to happen. Obviously, defense, tale of two halves, and then kind of at the end fell apart. But we lost some key personnel, and the guys stepped up to the challenge, made their biggest stop defensively in overtime there to force that third down stop, and then kick the field goal. And then I tell you, John Paddock, I'm blown away that he obviously most yards in Memorial history for an Illinois quarterback. Just a great indicator. And I've always said this, right? Like long before today, the greatest quarterbacks I've been around are the guys that can make many plays or make plays of nothing, right? And that last play, it kind of broke down. They brought some pressure. He flushed out to his right. Isaiah adjusted and went cross country on that route over there into the boundary, and they could see him convert it and make it be the game-winning touchdown. It was just awesome. So a lot of really good things. Casey Washington got his first touchdown today. I can't believe that. This kid has absolutely been lights out. He's kind of been the unwritten MVP, in my opinion, all year. Offensively, he's just made big play after big play. Zy Chrysler came back after rolling up his ankle. Caden Fagan went back in after getting banged up. Don't know exactly where he is, so a lot of guys persevered and came through. It's the end of the year in the Big Ten, and we'll see where we go. So with that, I'll open up questions.
Is this your first 500-yard passer?
I don't know that.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I don't know that.
What? I mean, this is like a legendary performance, obviously, after what he did last week, Brett. Like, how do you put into context what he's done? How special is what he did?
He's so since January, he's the same guy every day, right? It's hard to say that, but he just, very diligent in his process. He's a guy that works and he plays with a lot of emotion. Before the game, he was in the locker room, got guys fired up on the sidelines. Even last week at practice, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you'll hear him say things that, practice just kind of had a little more zip to it. I think the players really respond to him. He'll do some things you're like, hit your head upside the wall, but he is absolutely dynamic. Knows his strengths, maximizes his weaknesses, or minimizes his weaknesses. Just really impressive, and the kids really respond to him.
Okay, well, this guy's been out since a certain time. We're going to do it retroactive to that because the Browns could have added another quarterback during this time. They had to keep Watson on the roster during those times they were injured. The other thing that I would look at is the trade deadline's too early. Think about it. The Browns get that win.
When Ross went out, I always told him to be careful, and that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
8/7/11, good morning. Philo was out of power. There was somebody that hit a light pole, power pole near, I guess, Homer. And it knocked out Sydney, Philo, and part of St. Joe with power.
That's quite a power pole.
It's, hey, Amron, little help?
We're scrambling over here.
And there's Greg. I don't know if Greg is able to get on the... Anyway, we got in this morning, and we have a generator, and that wasn't working, and now that's working. So we're at least on the radio, but it's dark in Philo. So there's no coffee brewing anywhere.
Right.
In the center of the universe.
It's pretty wild pulling in. I know Hugs and Bugs look like they were lit, so there are businesses that are trying to get things going with their generators.
Well, that's what we got, and that's why we have generators. But in any event, good morning. It is Monday. You heard a little Brett Bielema. If you didn't, I'll play it again. It was Saturday, and that's kind of the story around here is the fact that the football team did it again in kind of a miracle fashion
with quarterback John Paddock. It's just a remarkable game on Saturday, honoring our men and women in service, kind of a Memorial Stadium Day.
Yeah.
11-11 game kicked off at 11:01. And Illinois was down 27-12. I mean, it was didn't feel very good and everything else. We had 2 touchdowns before half. And who throws for 300-plus yards by halftime?
Wow.
1980, Columbus, Ohio. I was actually doing some play-by-play when Dave Wilson passed for 621 yards. I was in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was remarkable. And we were telling people in the third quarter we were losing by 14 to Ohio State to call your friends because you're missing out on a historic day. Dave Wilson, our quarterback in 1980, many of you weren't even born, he threw for 621 yards and 6 touchdowns. And we never got within one score. We were always down by 14, and then it was 7, then it was 14, because we couldn't stop Ohio State. And the game ended 49-42. The Columbus fans stood and clapped for the Illini. Well,
okay.
Couldn't believe what couldn't believe what we just saw. So anyway, it was 100 years. It's the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Nobody's done that here.
Right.
In Champaign-Urbana, that's the most yards ever for a quarterback in wearing a Illini uniform. I don't think anybody's ever thrown against this.
507.
It's just a remarkable day for the Fighting Illini. So it was fun. We won that game Friday night in basketball, and that reminded me of the Loyola game. If anybody remember, with Io and Kofi, and we were in the second round, a number 1 seed. We had to play Loyola of Chicago, and they beat us. It was that kind of a game, kind of a grind, where you knew you're kind of better, but they controlled the tempo and they kind of controlled everything. And then we just clamped down on defense. So anyway, off we go with a little sports here this morning.
Beat Oakland, of course. Now we're set up for Marquette, and that's happening tomorrow at 7.
Shaka Smart was kind of the dreamy coach everybody wanted. Well, he left wherever he was and went to Texas, and that didn't work out. And now he's at Marquette, and it's working out pretty well.
Okay.
So anyway, that's tomorrow night. That's, I think, 7 o'clock.
I think so, too.
So anyway, we hope you had a great weekend, and here we go off and running. I want to call Solier.
Okay. And he had reached out and said, what should I do?
Well, because our stuff was shut. We don't know when that accident happened, but it definitely took out Philo Power, Sydney Power, and part of St. Joe. So that's what's happened, and I have no idea, no update. Except that they're working on it. So anyway, we're good to go here. Glad you're listening. 217-359-2255. You're welcome to jump on the text or the phone line. Back in a moment.
The Champaign-Urbana Elks Lodge is teaming up with the Urbana Police Department Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 70 Shop with a Cop program. This year marks the 9th year that the Elks has asked for our community to support the goal of making area school children of financially burdened families have a warm coat, hat, gloves, and boots to stay warm. Drop off a donation at the Elks Lodge behind Old Orchard Bowling during business hours, Tuesday through Sunday, 3 to 8 p.m. The CU Elks Monetary Drive will continue through December 10th. Those wanting to make a donation may do so by mailing a check out to the CU Elks Lodge and mailing it to the Elks, 903 North Dunlap Avenue in Savoy, Illinois, 61874. Or they may drop off a donation at the Elks Lodge during business hours behind Old Orchard Bowling, Tuesday through Sunday, 3 to 8 p.m. For details on the coat drive and shop with a cop with CU Elks Club, visit their Facebook page.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
Champaign Center Partnership has some great ideas for a date night in downtown Champaign at the Virginia Theater.
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac, returns to the stage at the Virginia Theater Wednesday, November 15th. Founding member Mick Fleetwood actually endorsed Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, performing hits like Go Your Own Way and Dreams and Rhiannon.
Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
Kick off the holiday season in the heart of downtown Champaign for the 23rd Annual Parade of Lights presented by Christie Clinic on Saturday, November 25th. Make it a night to remember for the whole family with pre-parade activities starting at 1 p.m. like horse and carriage rides, photos with Santa Claus, and more. You'll be dazzled by a parade of 60 lighted floats starting at 6 p.m. The Parade of Lights is sponsored by Christie Clinic, Tapman's Towing, Central Roofing in the City of Champaign, and powered by the Champaign Center Partnership. Learn more at champagncenter.com.
You moved into your new home using 2 men in a truck. The garage was clean. Then,
I love the new recliner. What are we going to do with this old one?
Put it in the garage for now.
over time, this cycle continued.
Garage for now. Put it in the garage for now. Put it in the garage for now. Put it in the garage for now.
It happens. You got junk. Call 2 Men in a Truck to get rid of all your junk. Residential or commercial, 2 Men in a Truck has a solution for your junk removal. Contact them at 2menchampagne.com.
2 Men in a Truck.
All right, yeah, that whole junk idea from 2 Men's a pretty good idea. I think we all could use it too. I mean, we all have stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And could probably use 2 Men in a Truck for the little help here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ESPN 93.5. We scrambled a little bit this morning because we came in and nothing was on.
The power was out.
Yeah. So working all the issues. We are going to play some of this John Paddock I have from the game. He's the hero quarterback. Here's kind of the dilemma. We'll have Luke Altmaier on later today, and I think he's good to go this week.
Mm-hmm.
But would you dare change quarterbacks?
Right.
I mean, what do you do with that when you've got a hot guy that's setting ridiculous records that in 100 years haven't been done, but Luke's your guy, and I get it, but man, he sure makes you think about it, doesn't it? And Luke's been playing great. It's just been unbelievable to watch what has happened in the 2 games, and you can clearly say that this kid has saved the season, hasn't he?
Right. So we'll have Jay Lehman in his commentary after 3, and then Luke Altmaier expected to join us after 4, thanks to Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, plus First Federal Savings Bank and Crossroads Contractor Supply, Brian Hansen at State Farm, Carpenters Local 243, and Apprentice Week is underway this week, plus Max Twin City Recycling. Thanks to all our sponsors here on ESPN 93.5.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Urbana Park District invites 18 and up to a special caregivers class for people to care for loved ones with memory loss. This free class meets Tuesdays from November 14th to January 16th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Get stress-reducing ideas and support from others who choose home care for a loved one with memory loss. You work hard to give your loved ones peace of mind and familiar surroundings. Sign up for the Stress Busters class at urbanaparks.org.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Boeing shares are rallying after several airlines unveiled big deals at the Dubai Air Show to purchase Boeing planes. Also, there are reports saying China is considering ending its freeze on purchases of Boeing 737 jets. Novo Nordisk shares are rallying after the pharma company revealed research at a medical conference saying its Wegovy obesity treatment can also reduce the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and deaths from cardiovascular conditions. Shares of Shiseido, the Japanese beauty company, slipped to a 6-year low in Tokyo on worsening conditions between Japan and China. Chinese shoppers are staying away from Shiseido products after Japan discharged wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear power plant in August. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
7:22 weather weather this morning brought to you by Carl.
Carl, you're always looking for people to join their team. Lots of opportunities for growth. Carl.org/careers.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana Saturday. Nice spell of weather for November expected for this week. Temperatures above seasonal norms. Largely dry weather expected as well. To perhaps a little brief shower action gets going on Friday. Next week, a different story. While we stay mild for the time of year, increasingly wetter as well, especially as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday. A mostly sunny, milder day's worth of weather today, up around 62 with a light northwest wind. Tonight, mostly clear, down to 33. Light northeasterly winds for the day. Tomorrow, sunshine and 61. That's about 7 above average with a southeast wind. 35 here for tomorrow night. Continued mild and sunshiny for the day. Wednesday at 64. Up to about 65 on Thursday. Could be a stray shower with lower 60s on Friday. 50s for high temperatures Saturday and Sunday. Some rain in the forecast for early next week. And another significant rain system mid next week as well, with daytime temperatures still well into the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hey, Fighting Illini fans, D&D Advertising has the new 2023-2024 basketball schedules ready for pickup at these fine businesses.
Illinois Excavation Septic Concrete, Beast Mode Painting LLC, SK Exteriors, George Mallet Company Garage Door, Twin City Industrial Rubber Hose, Studio Nails, Champaign Eye Professionals, Inspire Your Wedding and Events, Express Employment Professionals, Thomas Mamer Attorneys at Law, Oak Creek Outdoor Service Tree and Landscaping, The Dentist Gray, Yallowly and Black DDS, Armor Shield Concrete Coatings, Latitude Apartments, Campus Culinary Solutions, New Era Cannabis Products and Accessories, Ray's Heating and AC, Burner Plumbing, Horn Installation, Allstate Insurance, William Abel. Please patronize these fine businesses as they are an asset to the community.
D&D Advertising Enterprises is not licensed, affiliated with, or endorsed by any university, sports institution, or program unless specifically stated in writing. No proceeds from any of the funds collected for your ad will be given to any educational institution or sports team. We are not responsible for any schedule changes made after printing.
Okay, so John Paddock is the kid, number 4, who is coming as a fourth generation. You know, his name's Paddock, but his mom is, I think it's Ashley, but I'm struggling because I can't remember, but it was Ashley. That's Johnny Wright's sister. John Wright's kids. This is his grandchild, John Paddock. John Wright played in the 60s, was an All-American for 2 years, played in the NFL for a couple of years, and then became monster successful in business. And every ball game before, every single game since the 5th grade, John Paddock is called his grandfather. They've talked before every single sporting event since then.
Wow.
5th grade. And so his mindset, John Sr. said, John Wright, the grandfather said, he has delusional confidence. He said, if you're coachable, that's a great thing. So this is John Paddock, who has literally saved the season, coming in against Minnesota on 4th and 11, completing the pass, hitting Pat Bryant over the middle, and then the deep one to Isaiah to win. He had another one to Isaiah to win on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Wow, we're 5-5. We're now thinking about getting those buses for the 9 bus loads of Marching Illini wherever we go.
Yes.
Bowl projections today have us in Birmingham, Alabama.
Is that right?
Who wouldn't want to go to Birmingham, Alabama? We got to win one more now. John Paddock after the game. It's just stunning.
Your career's taking quite a turn here.
Your career's taking quite a turn here.
It's been just such a blessing from God. I swear, my life starts with that and ends with that. And just in the middle, just work, training, trusting my guys, trusting my team, and it's just been such a blessing. I don't have much to say, I'm really, really excited for my family, my teammates, and my friends. It's a cool moment, very cool moment.
You mentioned your friends. I saw you run over to some guys in the bleachers after. Was those your friends? Talk about that moment.
Yeah, it was good to have some of my boys here. That ranges from high school to Ball State to friends are back home, friends from Indianapolis, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty special. So it was fun to have that reunion.
John, when was your last 500-yard game? You remember the last one?
Senior high school.
Did you have a couple?
I'm pretty sure senior year of high school when it was just a back and forth game. We were playing Oak Park. I'm pretty sure I threw for 500 that game. That's the only other one I can remember.
You're second all time for a single game here behind Dave Wilson. Is that registered yet? Or that number?
I don't think it has. I'm excited we won. I could have thrown for 2 yards, to be frank with you, and if we won, I would have been happy. And that's serious. That's from the heart. I mean that. That's my number one priority. I'm a big believer that the quarterback position is evaluated by one number, and that's either if there's a win or a loss in that column. So,
and yeah, that's pretty full though, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. If that's part of the job, I'm down.
Take us through that last play. What did you see on that game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, there wasn't much that I liked front side, so I just kind of got flushed out. And I knew exactly what he was going to do. Right when he put his foot in the ground, he had the right idea. That was just as much him. He was wide open. Just as much him as it was getting outside the pocket. But yeah, it just kind of happened. It was kind of a reaction type thing.
And you said it was a blessing, John, but how did these last 7 days happen for you to go from that moment and then to carry it over into this game?
I think first credit just goes to the coaches believing in me and them just really buying into the process, just going back for winter workout, spring ball. They just did a fantastic job of leading me and helping me understand what my role is, my situation, and that when that opportunity presents itself, I got to be ready. And so I just took that to heart every day. And then obviously a culmination of just 6 years of college football coming down to my last couple here, and I've seen a lot of the way games go and played with a lot of guys and seen a lot of coverages, a lot of defenses, and I think this is just a culmination of letting it rip.
John Wright's grandson, John Paddock. And so, here's I love Luke Altmyer. I mean, I think he's terrific. And since the Penn State game, he's been just tremendous. But if you strike gold over here and you got a big vein and there's a whole lot of little gold nuggets coming up, and you have you think a pretty good vein over here, but the one it's spurting oil.
Right.
And gold. I don't know how you move off a record setter, and you got 2 more games with him, maybe 3, and you got 2 more years with Luke Altmyer. Number one, I'm pretty sure Luke's going to play this week, which is fine. He's done a great job. But to just what?
Right.
I mean,
507 yards. That's a Memorial Stadium record. Wow.
But I mean, I can't talk about the defense because I have no idea what happened. It was really bad. But you made a stop in overtime. You made him kick. And then it was 3rd and 6, remember? And he ran out of the pocket to the right and bootleg kind of a thing and hit Isaiah in stride, and he scores. We win. It just, what is happening here is very, very, very unusual. Go back and find another game where a substitute quarterback comes in 3 plays, we win a ball game at Minnesota. Never happened. And a guy that follows it up with a record, that's never happened because it's a record. It's just like, I don't know. Right. I just know with him playing right now, I mean, Iowa's offense, I think we beat Iowa. And I think we beat Northwestern, even though Northwestern pounded Wisconsin in Madison. What?
Right.
You make heads or tails. Now, I was going to write down all the things that have to happen for Illinois to win the West. There's about 8 things. I just have to, Nebraska has to win, then they have to lose.
Right.
All that. It's like 8 things.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. That's right.
Hey, we talked about Irresponsible on Friday. Going to do it again. It's a movie coming to the Virginia.
This Saturday, the 18th at 7 o'clock, there's the VIP and the red carpet treatment. Doors open at 6 for this event.
Yep. And if you want to, meet Chris Hightower, who was here Friday.
Yeah.
And Dre Burns was here Friday. I think they're going to run back in later. But
Sounds
really good guy from Danville.
I know it.
Danville, Illinois. A lot of it was filmed right around here. And so we'll get some details in just a few moments on this next. All right, ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. There's Diane.
Good morning.
7:30. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. A busy section of the I-10 freeway in downtown Los Angeles has shut down after a massive fire Saturday damaged it. Investigation could reveal today how stable it is and when could it reopen after repairs. Governor Gavin Newsom.
That question will be determined on the basis of safety.
The roadway carries more than 300,000 vehicles a day. The UN holding a ceremony this morning for the more than 100 employees killed in the fighting in Gaza between Israel and Hamas. There will be a moment of silence at about 9:50 Eastern time. Plenty of fighting, though, around the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza.
We understand that the Israelis have offered the hospital some fuel and also the evacuation of civilians, but they've been having trouble in the communication with Hamas and also the health ministry inside Gaza that reportedly refused the fuel that was offered by the Israelis.
Fox's Trey Hinks in southern Israel. America's listening to Fox News.
Weather with Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
So many great fall programs to tap into at urbanaparks.org. And keep in mind the turkey trot at 9 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning for that brisk 1 mile jaunt around Crystal Lake Park in the morning Thanksgiving morning.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana and Vicinity. Pleasant spell, to say the least, of November weather expected for this week, with plenty of opportunity for a host of outdoor activities, additional fall field work and harvest, wrapping it up there, and backyard work as well. While we stay mild for the time of year, next week increasingly wetter across the air, particularly as we close in on the Thanksgiving holiday. Mostly
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Kind of a red carpet event. It will be at the Virginia Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Brian Yarbrough. Now, what is your role in Irresponsible, Brian? Did you write this?
No, Irresponsible was written by a gentleman by the name of Nate Morris, who is also the executive producer on this project. So actually a local guy.
Yeah, we met Nate when he was in here on Friday.
That's right.
And nice guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking at this poster that Chris and Dre signed, and it just got kids in it. In fact, is Chris's kiddo in the movie too?
I don't know if he made it into the movie. I missed a lot of the filming because I was injured on the set, and I had to go through knee surgery.
What? What were you doing? That stuntman work? What are you doing, man?
No, I was just finishing up a scene. I play the senior FBI agent in the movie, and I was just finishing up the scene and was walking down the steps at the mall, and we just wrapped for the day. And I tripped over a boom mic that was laying across the step, and I came down on my knee. And when I hit the ground, my knee went the opposite direction to the right. And I guess I watched too many movies, so I thought I could just snap it back to where it goes and get up and walk.
Come on, man.
So I did that. I snapped it back, and my toes wiggled, and I guess I got up and collapsed. And next thing I know, I'm in the ER. And this is the day before Mother's Day. I'm out of town. My family's back at home. So I'm at the ER, and I come to, and I see my wife there with my kids. And I'm like, Jesus? Is this
it?
Did I die?
Right.
She's like, no, we came to surprise you for Father's Day. So I deal with all that. We go back, and the next day I finish filming. I go there, and my last scene is sitting down. Ended up putting my wife and the kids all in the movie, so it worked out just great.
Okay, then.
All right, so this is Brian Yarbrough, Yarboroughh,
but known as Titus.
Broughh, like the cigarette, Yarbrough,
well,
that.
They got it stinking wrong on the poster.
Okay.
Come on.
Hey, that's okay. We get it right on the show.
All right.
Everybody can't be as good as the show.
There you go.
Only the show is top notch.
So
everything else.
What does an associate producer do?
Well, I'm actually one of the executive producers as well, but started off a little bit different as an associate producer, ended up acting in it, ended up taking on a lot more. So what the job is for a person in an associate's job is to kind of make sure all the production goes well. So you end up with different categories that you run and spearhead. And the executive producer typically is the one that finances it, and they're not very hands-on. This project is not that. This project, all the executive producers are hands-on. Everybody is. So this was definitely a fun project. Everybody loved doing it and couldn't wait to get on set. Usually you can't wait to leave set.
Yeah. All right, so have you seen the whole thing yet?
I saw the movie, and I was laughing my butt off.
All right,
my wife was laughing her butt off. The kids were laughing. I'm like, man, let's go. It's time.
So is this a launching pad for Chris Hightower, maybe?
No, Chris has already been on the rise. One of the things I do outside of this is promotions throughout the entire U.S. So he is a person that I've been using to do comedy shows for a long time. And with me, started off as a real funny cat that I just wanted to put out there more. And since I've been dealing with him, his star's just been rising. So for Chris, like, the sky's the limit. There's a huge show coming up. He doesn't even know it. But Theo Von's coming to town February. And I'm going to put Chris in that show, and we probably, the next time we see him after that is going to be on Showtime.
Wow, that's
so
awesome.
He's definitely on his rise, incredible actor. The movie was just fantastic. He's just an all-around fun guy, good guy, and he's just, if he's in the room lights up. That's Chris.
So you're telling me the whole family should come to the Saturday night to Virginia, and they'll see a red carpet. They'll see the actors that are there, get autographs and pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a cool event.
It's for the whole family. So you come out, meet the child actors. Have your kids meet them. Be inspired. You could be in the next movie. We're doing a lot in the Midwest right now. We're actually going to make a really huge announcement there, and I'm going to spoiler alert it right now. We're actually starting a new movie that we'll announce that night called Scare Busters, and it's going to launch from that date. And we still have a handful of roles that we'll be filling with local actors. So that's one of the things we like to do through our promotions is find the best talent in the area and showcase that. That's where these stars come from. They're nobody until they're somebody.
So, Brian, how do you get this on Netflix? How does that work to get more eyeballs?
Well, what happens is they'll launch a lucrative campaign ahead of time that'll beat the launch date. But at this point, we've actually started to entertain other avenues that have approached us. There's a new format that arrived on Instagram where a famous celebrity by the name of T.I. launched a series that got 970,000 buy-ins of $9 a pop for a TV show. So as we approach our Netflix distribution time period, we'll definitely be entertaining some other sources. So it may very well end up on Instagram or Tubi before everything's said and done.
There's so many formats. So many formats. It's unbelievable how all the options now that are out there.
Do you know, Brian, after the movie Irresponsible, B-U-L-L at the end, after that plays at the Virginia on Saturday night, will there be a little Q&A? Will we be able to, follow this project and, help fund it like you had just suggested?
This is the best type of movie to go to. Not only will everybody involved in the movie, stars, actors, grips, stuntmen, everything you can think of will be there. But yes, after the movie, everyone's going to remain there. You're going to get pictures. You can ask questions. We're going to answer the questions. We'll talk to you about anything you want to know about the movie. It's really, really a fun and good time. Even if you're not a movie fan, this is a very, very entertaining event. So if you've ever went to the movies and enjoyed the movies, this is what you want to go do. This is what makes you love movies.
What I like is some of these local scenes that you'll come up in Champaign-Urbana, and where you're from is Peoria, right?
Yeah, I'm just right around the corner. I'm able to do just about everything from my home office. So I do music, children's books, patents, films, TV, just about anything and everything that I want to do, I do. So it's hard to get to that point, but now I just get to do what I love. And movies like this makes it all worth it.
Tightest. How did you get that kind of a nickname?
Not in prison, sir. Get your mind out of there. So I started off, I got signed to So Def Records when I was a younger version of myself.
Okay.
And I had started battle rapping, where you just top of the dome, just start rapping to the beat without having anything written. So the first time I did it was a competition on a dare that I absolutely won. And they said, "You're the tightest, whitest rapper we ever heard." And that's where the name came from. So it was actually Tightest Whitest. But then I started dusting off people that weren't white, too. So I'm like, it's just Titus now. I'm killing everybody.
I love it.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
when you said Titus, I thought Titus or something.
I
but
know. Everyone thinks it's biblical or Titusville, Florida. No, it's just Titus. Like the Titus pair of socks you ever try to squeeze on a swole foot.
Gotcha.
Hey, Brian Yarbrough, we appreciate you. Yarbrough. The movie is Irresponsible. It'll be at the Virginia 7 o'clock red carpet. Only $20. Usually when you get pictures and get to meet people, it's $75 a head easy. $20 for the whole deal, and you mingle and maybe get inspired to have somebody in your family start this kind of stuff.
TheVirginia.org for details.
Listen, glad you were on with me, Brian. We're rooting for you, and we'll look for you as the FBI guy. But I can't believe you did a Mel Gibson. You gotta shove your shoulder into the what were the series of movies?
Right.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. It kept jamming his shoulder in the locker. Oh man, you did that with your knee.
I'll definitely say this to anybody listening. If you're an aspiring actor or you want to work in films, you want to be a director, you want to be one of the grips, anything like that, come out to the movie and you'll get your opportunity to be just that. We give opportunities to anybody that wants it, and we evaluate you. We'll get you on the spot training, and we'll get you going. This is what we do all around the world.
Awesome.
Brian, appreciate your time. Good luck. Break a leg. Do whatever you do with movies.
No breaking legs. No breaking legs. Save a leg. Add a leg.
That's it.
Add a leg.
Hope it goes well for you, friend. And listen, rooting for you.
Hey, looking forward to this. Champagne, you got a night coming up, man. Turn out, and we'll come back.
So, Saturday, November 18th, the Virginia Theater, Irresponsible. Come on out. It'll be great.
Looks like it's, are we there yet? Remember, was it
Right,
Ice Cube?
right,
Is that Ice Cube?
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks kind of like, I'm looking forward to it. Brian, we appreciate you. Irresponsible, the movie, Saturday the 18th. That's this Saturday, 7 p.m. at the gorgeous, iconic Virginia Theater. ESPN 93.5. Jump to your morning sports. Illinois is on the doorstep of a bowl game after all. How about that?
48-45 was the final, Stevie. Overtime win. Wow, some great statistics coming in for John Paddock, a legacy player. 507 passing yards and 4 TDs, a Memorial Stadium standing record. As far as our program record, that's behind, is it Dave Williams?
Dave Wilson?
Wilson.
1980.
Okay.
Yep, Dave Wilson, 1980. 621 passing yards at Columbus, Ohio, against the Ohio State Buckeyes. We lost the game 49-42. I was there. I remember it vividly. And you'll remember seeing John Paddock throw for 507. Honestly, I thought Dave Wilson threw for 500 yards here in Champaign as well, but apparently not. Had a lot of 400-yard games. I mean, we were throwing the ball like crazy with a young coach named Mike White back in the day, and the fans loved it coming out of the Gary Moeller.
Yeah.
3 years, run, punt. Run, punt. Yeah.
So, as far as our Illini ladies go, the Huff Hall game against Ohio State will be at 8 o'clock. We had wins against Iowa, and 14-12 is our record, 9-7 in the Big Ten. The women will have their field trip day coming up on Wednesday at 11 a.m. when we face St. Peter's. So if you're into a lot of loud energy, that's your game right there. Come on Wednesday during the day.
That'll be fun.
And see the Illini women in action. And, of course, the football team has some momentum going into number 22 Iowa with a 2:30 kick coming up on Saturday the 19th.
Do you know the time on that one?
2:30.
2:30. You just said that. All right, 2:30 kickoff, Illinois, Iowa. Iowa, pretty doggone good defense. I think they're number 2 in the country defensively.
Okay.
Really good.
Illinois over Oakland, and really the stretch came at the very end, so Illini fans breathing a sigh of relief. 64-53 was the final. Now 7 o'clock against Marquette tomorrow.
Tied with 7 minutes to play. I mean, it was definitely, I wasn't sure we were going to win, but glad we did to set up a 2-0 game with Marquette, number 5. And the guys are tall, man. They're long, and I don't have a stereotypical point guard. We're kind of doing it in rotation. It causes massive matchup problems, but there's nobody like an Io or Trent Frazier, that kind of guy to give the ball to and feel pretty good. Kind of doing it by committee. At the end, it was Terrence Shannon. He felt pretty good with him with the ball, but no, it was just a slam defensively. Brad Underwood loves that because it tells you can win ball games when, man, oh man, Don't be telling me free throws are an issue.
Right.
We missed 8 more. So, and the three-pointer wasn't going. The free throws weren't going. We weren't making any shots.
Mm-hmm.
Getting some pretty good looks, I thought. First half, I thought we had 7 or 8 good looks. It just didn't go in. So you got to make smash. We still won the game, and that's in light of that. So you're going to have days like that. But felt very grindy, but we won. 2-0.
That's right. In NBA action, the Bulls over Detroit 119-108. Pacers took a loss against the 76ers 137-126. The Bucks will host the Bulls tonight. And as far as NFL action, Denver is at Buffalo tonight. In Germany, Indianapolis's Colts over the New England Patriots 10-6. Pittsburgh beat Green Bay 23-19. And of course, the Bears with the win on Thursday night. NHL action had Florida over the Blackhawks 4-3. So that's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Byron texted in, how do you replace John Paddock now? Luke is okay, but Paddock is screaming hot right now. I know. And again, Luke Altmaier, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, quarterback rating 148 since the Penn State game. He played great.
Mm-hmm.
Had 3 touchdown passes in the Minnesota game. And he got hurt with like a minute to go, and we won the game. And then the guy did it again. We won the game. I don't know. Listen, you want to see a different defense? Iowa. They really clamped down on you, so we're going to have to be at our very best to score. I don't think Rutgers got a point this week. I think it's 22-0 or something. Iowa shut them down. Iowa's offense isn't very good. I think we can hold them, but and they're ranked now, and they're also guaranteed tied for the West. But if we win,
22.
They're number 22. But if they win out, obviously, Iowa's your champion. They're going to play Michigan. I think Michigan's best team by a lot in the Big Ten. Without Jim Harbaugh, they just got a really good team. They got Chase Brown back.
Okay.
They got their Chase Brown. He came back. Can you imagine if we had Chase Brown? Huh?
Right.
Of course, then again, what about Reggie? Reggie Love had
been doing great.
He just came back after 5 weeks off, and he had 142 yards rushing. He was fantastic, and he showed that burst that Caden Fagan doesn't have. Caden is fast, but that quick burst
Reggie
Reggie
tallied
Love offers.
140 yards from Reggie Love III and a career best 24 carries.
Yeah.
Casey Washington had the first receiving score of his college career,
5
ending
years
the
of
day
waiting.
with 5 catches and 99 yards and a score.
But Casey's been here playing football 5 years.
Right.
He's never had a touchdown. It was awesome.
Uh-huh. So, and Pat Bryant also put together the most productive game of his career, finishing with 5 catches for 131 yards and a score, his 6th touchdown of the season. So Pat Bryant also showing up. It's just great to see our Illini coming together. Now, when it comes to Caden Fagan.
Caden Fagan, yeah.
So is there...
He got hurt in his arm or something, but he
Okay.
actually came in again.
Right.
In the second half, he was there, but I don't know. And Pat Bryant got hurt too. So I don't know what his status is, but anyway, bottom line is got to win one of the next 2, and you're going somewhere in December, probably December.
Our Unity Rockets took a loss, and what a high-scoring game. Wasn't it like 56-46 or something?
Yeah, 10-point, I think.
Mount Carmel.
Aces. Bryce Sisson. Sisson. He's the quarterback, Mount Carmel.
Mm-hmm.
Monster game.
Yeah.
Accounted for 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he decided to forego Southern Illinois University to walk on at University of Illinois.
Is that right?
He says, I'll probably be a safety or a wide receiver at Illinois, but I've always wanted to play in the Big Ten. It's a dream of mine. So the quarterback at Mount Carmel, who, by the way, have been eliminated the last 2 seasons by Unity, was excited to get out of Rocket Land with a win. Great game. They had control of it. Unity really never got within 1 score. So it ended a 10-point game. We were scoring, but...
With it being such a high-scoring game, we heard lots of fireworks in Tolono. I love it. We're kind of known for that. I mean, it's like the show when you come to Rocket Nation.
I tell you what.
And a great job to all the guys, and, of course, Scott Hamilton and his crew.
What happens when you have a golf outing and 900 people come and drink a lot of beer? You raise a lot of money for fireworks,
Unity
man.
Alumni Association. I love it.
Our weather with Greg Solier, our meteorologist, brought to you by Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. Get hold of Greg Wolf if you want a free assessment of your copying needs.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Nice spell of weather for November expected for this week. Temperatures above seasonal norms. Largely dry weather expected as well. To perhaps a little brief shower action gets going on Friday. Next week, a different story. While we stay mild for the time of year, increasingly wetter as well, especially as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday. A mostly sunny, milder day's worth of weather today, up around 62 with a light northwest wind. Tonight, mostly clear, down to 33. Light northeasterly winds for the day. Tomorrow, sunshine at 61. That's about 7 above average with a southeast wind. 35 here for tomorrow night. Continued mild and sunshiny for the day. Wednesday at 64. Up to about 65 on Thursday. Could be a stray shower with lower 60s on Friday. 50s for high temperatures Saturday and Sunday. Some rain in the forecast for early next week. And another significant rain system mid next week as well, with daytime temperatures still well into the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Solier.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Jeremiah 29:11 states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." What a comfort we have in this passage, as the Lord is telling Jeremiah, I care for you and will take care of you. If you are in despair and think you have no hope, pray to the Lord for guidance. See how your life can be changed and the lives of those around you. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Florist.
Ready for some much-needed pampering and girl time? We've got just the place. Call to schedule your very own private girls' night out at Merle Norman Cosmetics Studio. We're talking express facials, makeovers, and personalized beauty tips. Our masters of makeup will give you and your friends a chance to find the right foundation, learn what works for your skin, and rock some hot new looks. Call and book now at 217-359-8100 at Merle Norman. Find us on social media at Merle Norman Cosmetics, Champaign.
Looking to eat healthier and buy locally? Savannah Ridge Farms in Indianola, Illinois has been expanding their yak herd for nearly 2 years, offering local farm-to-table meat containing absolutely no antibiotics, hormones, or steroids. Savannah Ridge Farms is raising 100% all-natural yaks that feed on organic grass and hay in chemical-free open land. Yak meat is one of the best sources of protein and is nearly 100% fat-free. So if you want healthy, nutrient-dense, vitamin-packed red meat without the worry of how it got to your plate, visit SavannahRidgeFarms.com and check out their Facebook page. They deliver to Champaign and Vermilion counties, and farm pickup is also available. And look for Savannah Ridge Farms every Saturday at the Farmers Market inside Lincoln Square in Urbana from 8 to 11. SavannahRidgeFarms.com. Again, it's SavannahRidgeFarms.com. Yeah, if you missed our broadcast at Pia's with Lon and Derek on Friday, it is worth podcasting the Lucas and Brian Johnson segment.
Mm-hmm.
That was unbelievable. With Lucas Johnson, man, I wish he was around here. He needs to be on the radio.
Yeah.
That guy was just Lucas Johnson.
So many funny stories. Was that the Lon Kruger days?
That was Lon and Bill.
Okay.
But he was... And Lucas is, I don't know if goofy's the right, but he's a teacher now. He's a very good basketball player for us. Brian Johnson was part of a Big Ten championship for us before Lucas was here in the 90s with Lon Kruger, and maybe even a little Lou Henson. And then Lucas comes along, he gets a championship with Illinois as well. And so, they were discussing the careers, and Brian told a joke, said, Lucas told the joke, he said, who's the only player in Illinois history to actually earn 2 scholarships? And the answer is Brian Johnson. One for Brian, one for Lucas.
Okay.
so that's a pretty good one. Then he started talking about Frank Williams. Again, this is going back 20 plus years. If you didn't know, there's a guy named Frank Williams from Peoria. He was just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes he was unbelievable. Sometimes he's like, is Frank in the game? Is he here tonight? Oh, he's over there. He just didn't. So, I was at the game for the Seton Hall. I remember it vividly. We were down 17 points at half, 42-25 to Seton Hall. We were ranked like 5th. Seton Hall was ranked like 8th. Really bad. So apparently Bill Self in the locker room said, forget Frank Williams. And Frank's sitting right there. Forget him. It's just us. He's just playing for himself. So Frank goes out in the second half, scores the first 10 points.
Okay.
And he goes by Lucas. I keep getting him mixed up. He goes by Lucas Johnson, says, is that good enough? And Lucas said, yeah, but why don't you do it all the time? Why don't you just break it on Rust? Rust, mine's broken on Rust and I suck. So stuff like that. But he was so funny and so Lucas. And that's the guy, if you remember Lute Olson, he was the head coach of Arizona for a million years. And he kind of did that. The guy's crazy, pointing at his head, pointing at Lucas. So and Lucas is always smiling. He was always in the mix-up, kind of like Brian Cardinal, always on the floor.
Absolutely.
Took a charge, but was it a charge? And the guy's laughing.
Just loves what he's doing.
And just getting under their crawl.
Yeah.
That was who he was, but as a player. But anyway, funny. It's on the podcast from Friday's broadcast at Pia's.
StevieJay.com.
Okay, going to break for the news. Coming back with more. You can always text in 217-359-2255.
Got a
jump
text
on the show.
from Father Joe. He's going to go to that Marquette game tomorrow and go Illini.
Marquette and Illinois. It'll be a dandy. That's a heavyweight bout early in the season. And that's what I really like about the Kansas game. That was a heavyweight bout that didn't count on the record.
Yeah.
But it gave us an idea of kind of what we had, which was pretty good. All right, so we'll talk all about that as well coming up. And again, you can text us if you'd like. Break for the news in just moments. Here's what we were talking about, the red carpet event at the Virginia Theater, big premiere, Saturday, November 18th for one night only at the Virginia Theater. Come out to the red carpet world movie premiere of the family-friendly comedy Irresponsible, starring Keith Campton. Parts of the movie filmed right here in our town and features dozens of local actors. Come and meet all the stars of the movie and ask questions, get pictures, and free autographs. Doors open at 6 p.m., showtime at 7. Virginia Theater, November 18th. For more information, go to thevirginia.org, thevirginia.org.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Hey, Fighting Illini fans! D&D Advertising has the new 2023-2024 basketball schedules ready for pickup at these fine businesses.
Illinois Excavation Septic Concrete, Beast Mode Painting LLC, SK Exteriors, George Mallet Company Garage Door, Twin City Industrial Rubber Hose, Studio Nails, Champagne Eye Professionals, Inspire Your Wedding and Events, Express Employment Professionals, Thomas Mamer Attorneys at Law, Oak Creek Outdoor Service Tree and Landscaping, The Dentist Gray, Yallowly and Black DDS, Armor Shield Concrete Coatings, Latitude Apartments, Campus Culinary Solutions, New Era Cannabis Products and Accessories, Ray's Heating and AC, Burner Plumbing, Horn Installation, Allstate Insurance, William Abel. Please patronize these fine businesses as they are an asset to the community.
D&D Advertising Enterprises is not licensed, affiliated with, or endorsed by any university, sports institution, or program unless specifically stated in writing. No proceeds from any of the funds collected for your ad will be given to any educational institution or sports team. We are not responsible for any schedule changes made after printing.
Okay, 8 o'clock hour coming up with Break for the News, and be right back with you. It is Monday. I think it's November 13th.
Yeah.
Wow. Almost halfway through the month, and Thanksgiving a week from Thursday.
That's right.
This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. Break for Fox News at 8 o'clock.
The Republican field shrinks. CJ Papa, Fox News. The campaign of South Carolina Senator Tim Scott never found its stride, and now he's leaving the campaign trail. Fox's Peter Ducey this morning outside the White House.
He will not be the Trump alternative to Republican primary goers and caucus goers. He says that voters have been telling him, not now, Tim.
I go back to Iowa. It will not be as a presidential candidate. I'm suspending my campaign.
Who benefits from that? Reuters reports in the moments after Scott dropped out, 2 major donors to his campaign told Reuters they would switch their support to Haley, who, like Scott, hails from the state of South Carolina. There are various reports that this came as a complete surprise to campaign staffers who were under the impression that Tim Scott was still playing to win.
Senator Scott speaking there to Fox News. Would he consider being a vice presidential candidate? Scott says, quote, being the VP has never been on my to-do list, end quote. To the war between Israel and Hamas, Gaza's largest hospital reports it's suspending operations, with the Israeli military saying it as the building surrounded, claiming Hamas militants are working underneath it in a series of tunnels. Fox's Jonathan Savage has more.
The World Health Organization says the Al-Shifa hospital is no longer functioning. According to the Hamas-run health ministry, 2,000 people are inside, including patients, medics and displaced civilians. The Israeli military states it's ready to help dozens of vulnerable babies leave the facility, but denies striking the building as it takes on Hamas. The 27 European Union nations have issued a joint statement condemning Hamas for what they say is the use of hospitals and civilians as human shields. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Headaches for drivers on the busy I-10 freeway in downtown L.A. this morning. Officials say it's closed indefinitely between Alameda Street and Santa Fe Avenue. Massive fire damaged an elevated stretch of the roadway. America's listening to Fox News.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
More airstrikes from the U.S. military against Iranian proxies in Syria. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who's in South Korea today, confirms the attacks were the president's response to repeated strikes against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reporting from Wilmington, Delaware.
We've received some reporting from our own Jennifer Griffin, who says that training facility is really a headquarters, and the strikes killed 6 or 7 Iranian proxy fighters, and that the safe house was really a headquarters, killing those fighters in the training facility. Stored a bunch of weapons, a lot of secondary explosives, and an official told Jennifer Griffin that this strike will hurt.
Meanwhile, this is the week lawmakers in D.C. must come up with a plan to keep the lights on for Uncle Sam. More from Fox's Gernal Scott.
GOP Congressman Michael McCall said Israel and Ukraine need the government to fund their defenses, so a shutdown should be out of the question.
The world is on fire from where I sit. It is too urgent.
Democratic Senator Mark Warner said many who condemn Iran for its role in attacking Israel should remember Iran's tie to Russia.
I think walking away from Ukraine at this time would be a historic mistake.
Both were on CBS Face the Nation. A proposal from the new House Speaker has no new funding for Israel, Ukraine, or the southern border. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Payment service Zelle reversing transfers for duped customers at the end of June.
It's now allowing banks to claw back funds from the recipient's account and return them to the sender. Zelle users thought they were sending money to a government agency, bank, or service provider. Federal rules require banks to reimburse customers for payments made without their authorization, but not when customers themselves make the transfer.
Fox's Ginny Casola reporting. I'm CJ Papa. This is Fox News.
I think everybody should have a generator. We're still out of power in Philo.
Right.
And apparently there was an accident, and a big old power pole was hit, but it knocked out.
I mean, how can you take out Philo, Sydney, and St. Joe?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. Shouldn't there be more redundancy?
Right.
Where it doesn't one pole. Anyway, that's what happened here, and so that's kind of muddled up the morning for us, just all the computers.
And a lot of people, I'm sure, I don't know whether they're figuring it out as far as Unity East and St. Thomas and whether the kids doing and St.
I got
John.
enough issues myself.
Exactly.
Good luck to everybody.
Exactly.
But when you shut down, I was telling somebody, this tells my age, but when I started in this thing, I was using number 2 lead pencils.
Right.
Okay. And so when you have 100 computers and they all go off at once, it just generally isn't good.
Right.
It just isn't. Solier's up, and he's good to go here this morning.
Well, you got everything. Pardon me. The voice was better earlier on today, so it's already going downhill. But in any event, glad you're on the technological airwaves. So, there.
By the way, Mrs. Taylor, my second grade teacher at Philo Grade School, she said when your voice is like that, you lie completely flat on your bed, but you don't go to sleep for 25 minutes. Kind of amazing.
And it's supposed to cure this?
Just kind of gets it. I don't know why, but Mrs. Taylor.
And maybe a spoonful of honey too.
No, she didn't tell me honey. Okay. She just lie flat.
All right.
And I think
the problem, we all keep around here. We end up falling asleep and ends up becoming a 25, 2-hour nap or something.
No, I got you. I understand. All right, Mr. Meteorologist Greg Solier. Man, I mean, again, this is November. We're seeing a whole lot of sun. This is not that usual. And we'll take it, but just still looking out to December 2nd. And I can now tell you, day before Thanksgiving, it'll be 43 or something, right? I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah. It may be raining, but it's better than the white stuff coming on down. Right. And I still kind of think, we'll be okay here early December. Maybe a little weather business going on, but probably if that is the case, it should be another rain event to contend with a parade of these kind of El Nino-driven weather systems making their way across the West. We've got one making its way down through Texas. It's going to pick up actually some tropical moisture and some unsettled weather over the southern Gulf of Mexico and the Southwest Caribbean. So there'll be welcome rains, Johnny's Place for a change, and eastern through Florida. Then the system coming ashore across the Pacific West, that's the one that drops into the southern plains by early next week, swings up this way before Thanksgiving. That's the next significant rain maker for our part of the world, but probably west of the Mississippi, some snow there. Otherwise, no brainer this week. Get out and enjoy. 42 already, Willard Savoy, 40 at Rantoul. Later on this afternoon, we'll top out at around 62. The average high this time of the year is somewhere about 52, 53. It's almost 10 above average. Enjoy the sunshine. That's right. November, one of our cloudier months, climatologically speaking. 33 tonight, sunny, 61 tomorrow, 64 on Wednesday. Clouds increase on Wednesday. Just a little drabble of rain on Friday. And if you're still trying to wrap up harvest, this is the week to get it going into the weekend as well. Lower 60s on Friday. We'll cool to the 50s Saturday and Sunday. The next wet weather system, that looks to be a week one Monday at 57. Then more significant rains in here probably before Thanksgiving later next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, partner. Appreciate you and working through it and powering through a tough voice. All right, ESPN 93.5. Good to have you listening. November 13th. This is Monday, week from Thursday is Thanksgiving. So whatever you do for that, get to it. I went and bought Christmas lights. Thought I'd missed it. I usually buy a bulk of that because I don't try and save a light from year to year because too many times that string went out. Well, how do you change it? Well, then you got to go in the middle and wrap that one string out and get no. And the extra bulbs they give you, forget about it. It's disposable.
Okay.
Nothing you can do, and I leave them on. I mean, for a month.
Yeah.
So I mean, anyway, it's good, but I've never found success in. Now, maybe if you stored them properly, where you didn't just wrap them up, put them in there. You put them in like a. But even then, I put lights in baggies and things. It just doesn't work. Didn't go 2 seasons, but they're like $249 or $100 or something. So
okay.
Anyway, lights are good. Now I got to get this stuff going and get everything up. All the we use a lot of garland, big tree and all that. It's fun. Okay, so here we are with Illinois at 5-5 football. Oh, by the way, did you know 17,500 voted that were dead in Michigan? That just came out today. So don't be telling me there wasn't hanky-panky going on and there was, not enough to make a difference. It's just, we have been absolutely, and I've already kicked off Facebook, so I don't care. We've absolutely been stymied to even say anything about votes that came in that shouldn't have. You can't say that. You're MAGA, Nazi. It's just crazy. Well, look it up. Look up Michigan and votes that from dead people. How does that happen? If they're dead, how do they vote? Anyway, Illinois is 5-5 in football. We'll get into this later in the week. I'll read all the articles and read the different sites. It won't be reported on most
Here we
places.
go.
But Diane,
I know.
if that's true and the Connecticut lawyer threw out a local election because of the ballot stuffing that they have proof of, a local judge did that, there's stuff. Not enough to make a difference. I mean, that's what they say. How do you know? Right? You've got to have integrity in voting.
Think of how many elections have been, inside 100 votes as far as, being close.
But the guys, this is, I guess, secondhand. A friend of mine, his buddy, went in to talk to Richard Daley, mayor of Chicago back in the day, and he throws him a notepad and says, go find me 50 names from the cemetery. Is that a lie? It happened? I don't know. I wasn't in the room. But you've heard that from Chicago for a very long time.
That's right.
Very long time. Okay, so I wanted to play this Brett Bielema. Get off the voting thing for a minute. 8:11. Here's Brett Bielema after the ball game again. Probably took his daughters to get the smiley face pancakes at La Peep on Sunday.
Absolutely.
What they do.
Any questions? Yeah, obviously excited to get out of here with a W. Good credit to Indiana, hard-fought game. I showed the guys last night, really, since they had their bye week. They made some changes on their coaching staff, and really, I think their first game was against Michigan, and they were up early on them. Then came back and had a Penn State game and made it a 4-quarter game, and then obviously the win over Wisconsin last week. So I thought coming in, we knew we were going to have a test on our hands, and our guys kept being perseverance and were, battling back. I give a lot of credit to the guys that made plays in the end, what needed to happen. Obviously, defense, tale of two halves, and then kind of at the end fell apart, but. We lost some key personnel, and the guys stepped up to the challenge, made their biggest stop defensively in overtime there to force that third down stop, and then kick the field goal. And then I tell you, John Paddock, I'm blown away that he obviously most yards in Memorial history for an Illinois quarterback, just a great indicator. And I've always said this, right? Like long before today, the greatest quarterbacks I've been around are the guys that can make many plays or make plays of nothing, right? And that last play, it kind of broke down. They brought some pressure. He flushed out to his right. Isaiah adjusted and went cross country on that route over there into the boundary, and they could see him convert it and make it be the game-winning touchdown. It was just awesome. So a lot of really good things. Casey Washington got his first touchdown today. I can't believe that. This kid has absolutely been lights out. He's kind of been the unwritten MVP, in my opinion, all year. Offensively, he's just made big play after big play. Zy Chrysler came back after rolling up his ankle. Caden Fagan went back in after getting banged up. Don't know exactly where he is. So, a lot of guys persevered and came through. It's the end of the year in the Big Ten, and we'll see where we go. So, with that, I'll open up questions. Is this your first 500-yard passer?
I don't know that.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I don't know that.
What? I mean, this is like a legendary performance, obviously, after
Yeah.
what he did last week, Brett. Like, how do you put into context what he's done? How special is what he did?
He's so since January, he's the same guy every day, right? It's hard to say that, but he just, very diligent in his process. He's a guy that works and he plays with a lot of emotion. Before the game, he was in the locker room, got guys fired up on the sidelines. Even last week at practice, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you'll hear him say things that, practice just kind of had a little more zip to it. I think the players really respond to him. He'll do some things you're like going to, hit your head upside the wall, but he is absolutely dynamic. Knows his strengths, maximizes his weaknesses, or minimizes his weaknesses. Just really impressive, and the kids really respond to him.
Yep, that's John Paddock. Brett Bielema talking about his quarterback. Luke Altmaier, starting quarterback, is expected to be back this week. Will be on with us after 4. And I'd bet you $10 that if Luke, said, hey, whatever helps the team win, he's the starter, and that's generally how it works. Starter comes back, you don't generally lose your job over an injury. And so it was concussion related. He was, I think, cleared to go this week. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, if it ended now and we win a ball game, we go to a bowl, you'll never forget these performances by John Paddock. And look at all the successes of his great grandfather, his grandfather, his uncle, and he's topped them all. In the last 80 years there have been rights around Illinois, he's the best right. Come on. In 2 games? Legendary stuff. And does it matter from the standpoint? Yes, it does. From the standpoint of go to a bowl, get those 15 practices, tell all your recruits and all the NIL people, yeah, we go to bowls every year here. That's what you got to do. Yeah. That's the modern day ante. If you're anything less, you don't want to go there. It's a big deal to get to that extra game. Johnny Newton's not going to play in the game. That's all right. That's all right.
Then when you do get to a bowl, you don't have your guys because everybody's ready for the NFL draft.
Anybody that's got that kind of money on the line, I don't blame them. It's too much to risk. Devin Witherspoon signed $30 million. Generational wealth. You can't play in a bowl game that isn't for the national championship. If it's a national championship, yes. Get exposure, you're important. Well, how can you play on the big stage? Yes. A bowl game in Birmingham? No, not for $30 million. It's inconceivable that you'd even think you would if you're projected that high. It's too much money. Right. It's too much money.
48-45 over the Hoosiers. Man, that was great. And then later on in the afternoon, we had Unity take a loss to Mount Carmel. Dang it!
All our guys are gone. The Final Four is all that's left in all the classes. The Unity Rockets, a young sophomore quarterback, they'll be back. They lose all their senior receivers. Unity will be real good again next year.
Okay, so go Rockets on that. Let's see. We had our Illinois basketball team in action. 64-53 winners. Really, the final 5 minutes sealed the deal. Thank goodness.
11 straight defensive stops. Mm-hmm. Really, really good. And
against Oakland,
team near Detroit. And
next up, Marquette tomorrow at 7. Last week they were ranked number 5. I haven't looked to see how they're looking.
No, they haven't lost. So
okay. So we've got that. As far as NBA action, we had the 76ers over the Pacers 137-126. The Bulls over Detroit 119-108, and the Bulls and the Bucks will be at it tonight. NFL action in Germany, we had the Colts over the Patriots 10-6. Let's see, Pittsburgh over Green Bay 23-19. I believe the Saints lost.
They were getting
the Vikings
24-3 at half.
Okay,
they ended up making it closer, but they had a Hail Mary at the end to potentially give a chance to tie, but they lost. And yeah, Bears won again last Thursday night, and the Bears win again.
That's right. NHL action, Florida beat the Blackhawks 4-3. By the way, tonight's NFL Monday Night Football is Denver at Buffalo. Wednesday at 11, the women's basketball team will have their field trip day with lots of schools coming in to see the contest against St. Peter's. Last year, it was 100-plus game that the women scored.
Yeah.
And we'll have the Illini women's volleyball team in action at 8 o'clock, taking on Ohio State and Huff Hall.
Busey, proud to give back to its communities by doing the right thing for customers, building trusted relationships that span generations. In 21 and 22, Busey Associates generously gave over 20,000 hours just volunteering.
That's awesome.
200 associates actively commit to board service in their region, wherever they are. Busey Associates have raised $450,000 on Pay It Forward and over $250,000 on scholarships. For more information, you want to read about Busey's volunteer initiatives, charitable campaigns, you can go to the 2022 Impact Report. Comprehensive document highlights the work Busey's doing for the associates, customers, communities it services, exploring topics such as corporate sustainability practices, associate training, recognition and development, community development, reinvestment activities, the charitable initiatives and volunteerism efforts, and the governance practices and policies. If you want to know more, read the full report, Busey.com/impact, Busey.com/impact. Busey for over 150 years, member FDIC. All of our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. It is 8:19. The Drive this afternoon with Jay Lehman and Luke Altmaier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Pleasant spell, to say the least, of November. Weather expected for this week with plenty of opportunity for a host of outdoor activities, additional fall field work and harvest, wrapping it up there, and backyard work as well. While we stay mild for the time of year next week, increasingly wetter across the air, particularly as we close in on the Thanksgiving holiday. Mostly sunny, bit milder for the day today, up around 62 with a light northwest wind. Tonight clear, light northeasterly wind, and 33. Tomorrow sunny and 61. Light southeasterly winds are back into play. Will be rain, making a run to about 64 here. About 10 above average for the day on Wednesday with sunshine. Even milder at 65 with increasing clouds on Thursday. There may be a stray shower here Friday at 61. Some slight cooling over the course of the weekend. High temperatures, though, still well into the 50s. Bit of rain back in the forecast here for early next week, and a significant rain system then for mid next week. We'll keep you posted. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Tyson Food shares are slumping. The parent company of Hillshire Farms, Ballpark, Jimmy Dean, and other meat and poultry brands lost money in its summer quarter. Sales declined, and it's offering a cautious forecast for the year. Tyson also has had expenses for plant closures. ExxonMobil is expected to start production of lithium for electric vehicle batteries by 2026. The oil company actually invented the lithium-ion battery in the 70s, but stepped away from the technology because the market was too small. Boeing shares are up 3%. Emirates Airlines is buying $52 billion worth of Boeing aircraft, and the Chinese government is reported to be considering lifting its commercial freeze of Boeing 737 MAX jets. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Make plans to pop into Pia's at 1609 West Springfield Avenue for happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday with 16-ounce drafts, just $3.25. Well drinks, $4. Taco Tuesdays, get you big tacos for $2.50. $2 off on tequila shots and margaritas, $5. Get Mexican beers for $4 each. Go south of the border on Tuesdays at Pia's. Then there's Whiskey Wednesdays and karaoke a few times a month on Fridays with $4 Fireball shots. Pia's is the place to party any day of the week.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices. Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
All right, it's Monday, November 13. Good to have you along here on the show again this afternoon. Jay Lehman, who's on Big Ten Network every Saturday post game. I don't know how long he's in the studio, but it's a good 8 hours.
Yeah, he is exciting to watch.
He's really good at it. He really is. He knows the game. He has great energy. And so he'll have, last week we thought was pretty fired up, Jay Lehman. I would expect Jay to be kind of fired up today.
Could be.
I mean, we're down 27-12 to Indiana. Indiana looks really good. Our defensive front line doesn't look like they're doing anything. I mean, Johnny Newton, Keith Randolph, I mean, they were sliding through us like butter. I didn't understand that. I still don't understand how we gave up 45 points. But we made a stop in overtime, made a kick a field goal.
Yeah.
That's huge. But it's 3rd and 6, and if we don't get that, we're kicking a field goal too, hoping to make it.
I know.
And here's John Paddock scrambling to the right. Isaiah changes his route. He goes to the right, hit him on the run, gets in the corner, done. We win. I mean, it again, so unlikely what we've seen in the last 2 weekends. We're 3-5, and now we're 5-5. That's the first home win we've had this year in the Big Ten. It's November.
Wow. I guess I just didn't realize that.
Well,
so 2:30 kickoff against number 22 Iowa up at what is it? Carver
Hawkeyes basketball.
Oh, okay,
it's whatever it is in Iowa City
Kinnick or something. Anyway,
Kinnick Stadium.
That's it.
Yep.
And then of course that's 2:30 on Saturday, and then we're back against Northwestern. And Northwestern's been playing well.
The game with Wisconsin at Madison wasn't close. Northwestern dominated them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going up and saying, Luke Fickell? He's the guy from Cincinnati. We paid all that money. He's what? Northwestern? We weren't competitive?
Right.
We're competitive.
Right.
It's 24-3 or something. They got a touchdown at the end. It didn't matter. It was not competitive. So everybody in this conference, Iowa has sneaked out a couple of extra wins by field goal, very close, and they're 8-2 or whatever they are, but they're not great. I mean, they're just not. Their defense is excellent. Their offense is just not very good.
Right.
So I would expect our defense to hold them, limit their points, but our challenge is, can we move it on them?
And then, of course, Illinois beat Oakland on Friday night, 64-53. So next up is Marquette tomorrow at 7. So I believe on Tuesday, will we talk with Luke Goody? I wonder.
Probably
because
not.
That's
No, it's
ahead
usually
of the game.
It's whatever day it is. It's not on
Okay.
a certain day.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever day he's free, so it'll be later in the week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't they have all kinds of...
Right.
They do a pre-game meal 4 hours before the ball game, so he's eating at 3. I don't know what the magic is in 4 hours pre-game meal.
Like your energy is hitting, your body's like...
Digestive-wise.
Right.
I don't know.
You got the carbs like giving you all the charges that you need on your muscles.
Some PhD told him it's 4 hours. I have no idea, though.
Nutrition expert.
No concept. All right, I'm going to play a little more John Paddock in the next break. After this break, we'll come
Sounds
back
good.
and play a little more of the
I
quarterback.
guess Penn State ended up firing their offensive coordinator after that game against Michigan that they lost.
James Franklin has been pretty good at Penn State. You look at his overall record, pretty good. He can't beat Michigan and Ohio State. He just can't win the big one. Lost again to Michigan. He's 1-7 against Michigan.
I see.
It happened to one of our coaches in the 70s, Bob Blackman. Beat a lot of people, just never beat Ohio State and Michigan. So isn't that easy to beat Ohio State and Michigan?
Sure.
We find a lot of success at Illinois not playing Ohio State and Michigan.
We're glad we're in this division.
Well, now
We're
it's
there
over.
in that
We
division.
have to fly to Oregon and play the Ducks next year. That's just not going to be pretty.
Wow.
Not only a long trip, but they're great. They're great this year. No, it's going to open up a whole new thing with UCLA on the basketball schedule, I think, next year. No, it's a different deal. 18 teams now in the Big Ten and one long stack, no conference.
Okay.
You could be a really good team, and be 7th. It's just like,
I haven't looked at that.
Yeah,
That's
look at all those.
interesting.
And we, of course, we're not adding, West Idaho State. We're adding USC and UCLA.
Right.
And Washington, who's undefeated.
Ugh.
And Oregon. No, it's a change deal. That's why you got to go to a bowl every year just to get the guys to come in. Then you got to raise more money for the night. You have to get more money because you can always outbid people. So you need more money.
Yeah.
If we're into the free agency and the student athlete age, get more money. That's just the game. 8:30, back with more in a moment. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
I'm Susan Lee. Preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Secret Service agents on protection detail with President Biden's granddaughter Naomi opened fire when they spotted 3 people trying to break into a Secret Service SUV in Georgetown. AP reports no one hit. The suspects fled in a red car. Pentagon has now identified the 5 U.S. Special Forces operators killed in the Mediterranean when their Black Hawk helicopter went down during in-flight refueling, 24 to 38 years old. As the U.S. launches another attack on Syrian training bases, killing 6 to 7 Iranian proxy fighters. Surprise announcement from Republican presidential hopeful Senator Tim Scott.
I'm suspending my campaign.
South Carolina Senator on Sunday Night in America with Trey Gowdy. Donald Trump's real estate fraud trial continues in New York with Don Jr. on the stand for the defense. And TSA expects this holiday travel season to be the busiest ever. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Nice spell of weather for November expected for this week. Temperatures above seasonal norms. Largely dry weather expected as well. To perhaps a little brief shower action gets going on Friday. Next week, a different story. While we stay mild for the time of year, increasingly wetter as well, especially as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday. A mostly sunny, milder day's worth of weather today, up around 62 with a light northwest wind. Tonight, mostly clear, down to 33. Light northeasterly winds for the day. Tomorrow, sunshine and 61. That's about 7 above average with a southeast wind. 35 here for tomorrow night. Continued mild and sunshiny for the day. Wednesday at 64. Up to about 65 on Thursday. Could be a stray shower with lower 60s on Friday. 50s for high temperatures Saturday and Sunday. Some rain in the forecast for early next week. And another significant rain system mid next week as well, with daytime temperatures still well into the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hi, it's Stevie Jay. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, Audibel, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
So Taylor Swift is in Buenos Aires.
Yes.
And I thought since this is the very first night of the South American tour.
So she changes the lyrics to Karma.
Travis arrived on Friday to support Taylor.
And it's to say, you know, that when the Kansas City Chief shows up and he's always there or something, and they just went nuts, and then she ran off and kissed him like a big old smooch on the lips.
Nice.
And the crowd went nuts.
I'll bet.
I can't fathom what it would be like to be the most famous woman on earth, right? Is there any other woman in the world that you know more than Taylor Swift right now? And Travis Kelce's the most famous football player we got right now. Because of Taylor Swift.
Yep, you're right.
But how does that happen? I mean, what kind of... And she seems like every account... I mean, she's not been in rehab. She hasn't done something stupid and wacky. She's just talented.
It's refreshing.
It is.
Like I played at the military ball on Saturday night at the Elks Club to honor our military and our Marines. And even then, even though I was playing a lot of the... Patsy Cline and Anne Murray, I've had the time of my life, and all this other stuff. I had to play some Taylor Swift in there too.
Did they recognize who she was?
And they were shaking off for sure. So
it's just
she's definitely popular.
I mean, but you can go to Buenos Aires and sell out. Mm-hmm. You go to Shanghai and
everywhere.
Isn't that amazing?
And the movie too. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely going at some point in the next few weeks to dance during the movie and act like you're at the concert. I think that'll be great too.
Netflix, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is Billy Joel? Is he? Yeah. That's real music, kids.
I get it.
Billy Joel, is he on there? Is that a movie for? Is he going to Buenos Aires?
One thing that we're spotlighting here at Stevie Jay Broadcasting is Rumors. The Fleetwood Mac tribute band is coming on Wednesday night, and we've got some tickets we're handing out. So I'm going to reaffirm the text to some of our winners who have been texting in FM to Fleetwood Mac for that show at the Virginia on Wednesday night.
There's been no player that I know of in my decades of watching Illinois football that has captured the attention of the Illini fandom as quickly as John Paddock. He came in just an impossible situation, 85 yards from a touchdown against Minnesota, and 4th and 11. Now, he's standing on the sidelines. He hasn't stretched or anything. He's just running in the game. Tells the team to trust him. Mm-hmm. And throws a beautiful ball to Isaiah to keep the drive alive. Then he throws another one. And then he throws the bomb, and we win. And then
3 plays, we win the game.
Then in the 100 years, this is the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. 100 years, nobody's done what he did on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. 507 passing yards and 4 touchdowns.
So here's the little of the kid.
Did you get a chance to meet up with your family after?
I have not seen my family yet.
Feels like a long wait.
Huh?
Feels like a long wait to go talk to him.
Yeah, well, I got a business to take care of, and then I'll go see my family, because once I see them, I'm not going to get rid of them.
You've played with a lot of guys. Just your experience with Isaiah, having played your position before, and just having him have an understanding of what you're trying to accomplish back there.
One is a quarterback's dream: speed, route running ability, and a phenomenal person. We don't always start with that enough. Is he's a 10 times better person than he is a football player. Fantastic guy. Talk about leading Bible studies. Someone that I will talk to for a long time, just about life stuff. And that's the first thing that starts with Isaiah. And then on top of that, he's a fantastic athlete and a fantastic receiver. And I think him playing the quarterback position, he knows what feels good and what doesn't feel good back there. There are some receivers that are great and they're fast, but it doesn't necessarily they're not necessarily quarterback friendly. And when I think of Isaiah, I think extremely quarterback friendly, and that would go for all of our receivers. They're all just great people. PB, Casey, Tip today, and Ashton, who caught some great ones down the stretch, and they're just great people. And that's what I think is the first step with any culture is having guys that have character, and they have fantastic character, and I could speak on that for hours. And then on top of that, they're great football players. They're understanding, they're perceptive, they're smart, and when you have that combo, on top of athleticism, I'll get you the ball.
High character guy, and again, it also reiterates, I want all the 24-year-olds. They're just different than the 18-year-olds. In this age of just free agency and looking through a book of 1,800 athletes, why can't we just get older people? Yeah. I know they're not connected to the University of Illinois like John Paddock is, fourth generation. But it's just older is better.
Yeah, the experiences that they have, the maturity.
Maturity. And the fact that you have a kid that was ready to play and telling all the people on the second team we're one play from getting in this game, he does that. The guys are going, man, I ought to be playing. He's just pumping people up. So he got the game ball again in the locker room after the game. So.
John, Casey in the end zone, for his first career touchdown.
Yeah, it's sweet.
How cool is it?
It's wild. How's that even possible? Right? I don't even know how that's possible. When I remember hearing that, when I first got here, Casey's touchdown, I was like, that's crazy. So that's awesome for us. I'm happy to be the one to give it to him.
John, what happened on the interception?
That was a fumble. He's trying to get rid of it, and he didn't grab it. And that was just one of those things.
I bobbled the snap. It just kind of came to me awkward, and was just trying to get rid of it as fast as possible. Hindsight's 2020. Should have jumped on it.
Did it slip a little bit? Or?
Yeah, it did. I did. I got hit pretty good when I tried to throw it. But yeah, no, just should have jumped on it. Hindsight.
When that happens, do you feel like I owe the team something? You feel like you got to make it up for it?
Shake it off.
Just part of the game.
No, just part of the game. One play at a time.
Go.
Just like when guys made mistakes throughout the day, offensively, every single guy on the offense, 1 through 11, all made a mistake today, and all you got to do is reset, refocus, and get back to neutral and play the next one.
Did you feel comfortable from the get-go today, or did it take a little while?
After the first series, I felt comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what my deal is. Okay, like Penn State, like this, I just get it. I got to lock it in quicker. But I felt comfortable after the first series. Just kind of getting your feet wet a little bit, getting that first hit, getting that first snap, and then you're ready to go.
High character guy, John Paddock. I'm sure you'll hear more later today on the drive. Jay Lehman will be in between 3 and 4. Luke Allmeyer, who's supposed to be back this week and start at Iowa, will be on after 4. But again, many people, including me, are thinking, dang, I don't know. This guy's fine. It's not like he's done a good job. He's done record-setting stuff.
I know.
How does that happen? Really, it's just lightning in a bottle. Mm-hmm. So he saved the season.
We've got some momentum here. I say stick with it.
I don't know. You're not supposed to lose your position.
That's
Two more games. You got Luke Allmeyer for 2 more years, which is really good news for us. Really good news. So anyway, all right. We'll refocus and hear the boys this afternoon. But
Sounds good.
Jay ought to be on the edge of his seat.
Good insight.
By the way, Tommy DeVito started his first start in
New
Dallas.
York Giants.
Yeah, that was last night. His family came. He had 500 texts for tickets. 500. Obviously, he gave the tickets to his family. I think he got 4. In Texas, it's in Dallas and Irving. Yeah. Anyway, they're just not very good. And it was really hard. Tommy, at least initially, they just wouldn't let him throw it more than 4 yards. It's just like, okay, hand it to Saquon Barkley. Don't fumble. Don't throw an interception. It was just like Let them play.
Yeah.
Anyway, they lost a lot to a little.
Okay.
It was 28-0 before.
I see.
Yeah. So I don't know. And yeah. Okay. Tommy had a touchdown pass.
Okay.
So it was, 48-17, something.
Mm-hmm.
Not competitive. And, Dallas has beaten the Giants twice this year by a total of 88-17.
Whoa.
They beat them 40-0 in New Jersey. So I don't know. Tommy captured a lot of attention when people found out he was living at home. Mom does his laundry. Just unusual for an NFL starting quarterback.
Yes, it is.
So he said, I love it. It helps me focus on just this. He lives 15 minutes from the stadium.
Okay.
That's where he grew up. He's a Jersey kid.
Okay.
I just know Tommy DeVito came to Champaign, played a great year.
I bet he's eating a lot better than the guys who are on
Said,
their
I don't
own.
have to worry about anything. My mom has the food.
Why not?
So there you go.
To me,
Saquon Barkley, the star running back for the Giants, when he was told that, he went, what? Sports headlines coming up. By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Are you looking for something this holiday season for your customers that can say thank you from you, but at the same time showcase your business and their support? The hunt is over. We offer custom wrapped coolers and lasered mugs, tumblers, water bottles in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Call us at Aftershock, 833-DECAL-IT, or look us up online, aftershockdd.com. That's aftershockdd.com.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
All righty, let us check our sports headlines. ESPN 93.5. We get to that. Diane Ducey has the latest.
Well, we came into the weekend with Illinois beating Oakland at the State Farm Center 64-53. Now we're setting up a game against Marquette. So I haven't heard. Maybe Brad Underwood's going to take to the mic today.
Yeah,
but,
he probably will.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have some tomorrow morning.
That's right.
But
So-
yeah, it's a early season heck of a match, and they're good, and so are we. So we'll see.
It was so fun being at P is ahead, and of course they have the fan bus that leaves 35 minutes before tip-off, and that's been real popular, and you can continue to do that tomorrow night if you want to catch that bus to be dropped off right in front of the State Farm Center in the Circle Drive, and then it leaves 10 minutes after the buzzer. So that was a good way to get into
You're telling me 10?
Yeah. I thought it was a half hour afterwards, but
No, let's go.
They want to beat the traffic.
Yeah.
All on the bus, get back to Pia's, have a celebratory drink. It's all good. John Paddock with 507 passing yards. That was a Memorial Stadium, record, but it wasn't a program record. That was over 600 from
Dave Wilson in 1980
That's
at
right.
Columbus in Ohio State.
Mhm.
Yep.
So some great statistics coming in, obviously, with that 48-45 overtime win over Indiana. Go Illini. Next up, Iowa, number 22. That's a 2:30 kickoff of Iowa. And then when we face Northwestern on that Thanksgiving weekend, I don't know that they've called that game time yet.
Don't know.
But the Townies especially need to show up because there will be a lot of Illini that are home for that holiday.
It'll be Thanksgiving weekend's hard.
It's a different kind of feel.
Different kind of feel, and
Mhm.
it's hard to. People have so many plans out of town. I mean, it's just difficult. So let's hope that we'll have a good crowd because it could very well be for a bowl. If we don't beat Iowa, and Iowa's going to be favored, I don't think Iowa's going to be favored by much. I really don't. But they'll be favored. And so if we lose that, then it all comes down to that one game. And Northwestern, the way they're playing, they can go to a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the bowl game to get to a bowl. It's our little own Northwestern Illinois bowl game to get to a bowl.
Yeah.
I think Northwestern's got 4 or 5 wins. Yikes.
I caught a story about Illinois wrestling and them doing a little segment to honor Easton Wilsey, who had passed away and got hit by the train and all that. So he was a little wrestler. So that was a nice little way for them to pay tribute to him. And the wrestling started this weekend. We also have the women's basketball team in action with lots of youngsters coming in for field trip day against St. Peter's at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. And Wednesday evening at 8 at Huff Hall, Illinois volleyball facing Ohio State. So go Illini.
Check your weather with Greg one more time. Coming up.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fighting Illini football is back at Memorial Stadium for the final home game of the season on Saturday, November 25th as they take on Northwestern in the battle for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Bring the whole family to enjoy our family fun zone in Grange Grove with bounce houses, food trucks, balloon artists, and tailgating. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's final home game against Northwestern on Saturday, November 25th. Get $15 tickets at fightingillini.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections, and they see the savings and higher voter turnout we deserve. I strongly encourage you all to sign onto the permanent vote by mail list and vote from the comforts of your home. Go to ChampaignCountyClerkIL.gov and sign up now.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Pleasant spell, to say the least, of November weather expected for this week, with plenty of opportunity for a host of outdoor activities, additional fall field work and harvest, wrapping it up there, and backyard work as well. While we stay mild for the time of year next week, increasingly wetter across the air, particularly as we close in on the Thanksgiving holiday. Mostly sunny, bit milder for the day today, up around 62 with a light northwest wind. Tonight clear, light north-northeasterly wind and 33. Tomorrow, sunny and 61. Light southeasterly winds are back into play. Will be making a run to about 64 here. About 10 above average for the day on Wednesday with sunshine. Even milder at 65 with increasing clouds on Thursday. There may be a stray shower here Friday at 61. Some slight cooling over the course of the weekend. High temperatures, though, still well into the 50s. Bit of rain back in the forecast here for early next week and a significant rain system then for mid next week. We'll keep you posted. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All righty, again this afternoon, Jay Lehman after 3. Don't miss that for the All-American linebacker. Jay Lehman Show from 3 to 4 with Lonte and Derek Piper. And then Luke Altmaier, who should be good to go this week for Iowa. But what a performance by John Paddock. I'm sure Luke and John are pretty good friends and just want the team to win. John Paddock says, if I'd have thrown for 2 yards and we would have won, I'd have been happy, and I mean that. But if 500 comes with the deal, I'm good with that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
507 yards throwing the ball.
Amazing. And a faith-based guy too.
Yep.
And speaking of that, the Praise to Raise event for Salt and Light on Thursday evening, and the audience of one was a praise and worship event at the Virginia Theater. Over 1,000 people on Saturday night for that. And of course, Christian FM 95.3 and our Stevie Jay Broadcasting Cluster supporting all of these faith-based events. And so happy God has blessed us in so many ways.
1,000 people? That's awesome. Virginia Theater's
absolutely
great venue. Speaking of which, there's Fleetwood Mac. You'll hear the commercial here in a second. That's coming up Thursday.
On Wednesday.
That's 2 days
And then the Irresponsible movie on Saturday.
Right, lots of great things at the Virginia.
Absolutely.
Okay, don't forget a week from Thursday is Thanksgiving, whatever that means for you. It means buying a turkey.
Exactly. Try to get that before they run out or whatever. All the supplies for the dinners. And so many people are doing giving right now, too, to food pantries.
Right. Salvation Bell's going to be going. Salvation Army. All right, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
That is Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Meet you back on the radio tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in and have a great Monday.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors is coming to the Virginia Theater on November 15th.
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac, returns to the stage at the Virginia Theater Wednesday, November 15th. Founding member Mick Fleetwood actually endorsed Rumors of Fleetwood Mac. Channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, performing hits like Go Your Own Way and Dreams and Rhiannon.
Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
Hi, it's Stevie J. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, Audibel, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's AUDIBEL. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's AUDIBEL, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com.
Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County has been bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope since 1991. To date, Habitat of Champaign has built 118 homes, but the need for safe, decent, and affordable housing is greater than ever. When you donate your time or money to Habitat or make a purchase from the Habitat Restore, you are empowering local families and helping them achieve the strength, stability, and self-reliance they need to build a bright future for themselves. For more information about Habitat for Humanity of Champaign, please visit cuhabitat.org.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community,